You guys in the live room can join me on the YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or Instagram even. There seems to be an issue with seems to be a bit of an issue with the little bit of an issue with the click meeting this morning. So let's do this. All right. Let's make sure this is streaming. Let's see. If you're here, if you're watching, let us know. If you're in the live room, obviously, I know you're here. But we're going to do something a little bit different today. Cool. All right. Well, welcome back to the channel, wherever you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube or Instagram even now, or LinkedIn, Periscope, Twitter, Facebook group. What else is there? I don't know. They're limited now because everyone's had a disastrous evening because 6 hours they had to have real conversations with people because Facebook went down. So I hope that didn't cause too many problems for you. But we're back and we're streaming. My live trading sessions being streaming. Live sessions being streamed across all platforms purely because, well, a few reasons really. Who we got here, by the way? Let's see. Trader Bridges is here. Morning, man. Hope you're well. Morning. It's streaming. Hi, everyone. Amazing. All right, so the reason I want to stream today is for a couple of reasons. One is because we're having issues with the click meeting thing that we normally use. No picture. We can hear you both on YouTube and click meeting. See you on YouTube, no picture. No, you have to go to YouTube to see me. All streaming okay, I believe. All streaming okay. Could everyone let me know if the stream's okay? In the chat. Let me know if the stream's okay. Yep. No glitches, nothing like that. Perfect. Cool. All right, well, I hope you're having a nice start to your week. Hopefully the markets have been kind to you so far. Hope you had a nice weekend as well. And the reason I wanted to stream is one, because click meeting's playing up a little bit. For some reason it won't share my screen. Second of all, I did a pound-dollar prediction last week and that's now coming into play, so I want to talk a little bit about that. So we're going to go through Aussie CAD, Aussie dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar on this stream, and then I'll cut off. I might stream the whole thing, I don't know. Let's just see how we go. And next thing is that there is a trader meetup on the 23rd of October that I want to let you know about. So if you've followed me here on YouTube, or if you're following me on Instagram, or you're following me on any of the other platforms and you've found some value in what I do and you want to know a little bit more about what we do or meet some of the guys, the real people, 23rd of October in London, Waterloo, there's a meetup going on. If you're interested in that, type in the comments, yes, I'm interested, or interested in the trader meetup, and we'll let you know more about that as and when. So, I hope Instagram's okay. It says it's been paused, but who knows? Who knows? Let's just make sure that's all okay. It's a bit, the third party app for Instagram's a little bit glitchy. But we're back, I think. I hope. Hopefully we're back. Yeah, cool. So before we get stuck in here, I'm kind of milking out the intro a little bit just so I can make sure everything's okay. No picture. Really? There should be a picture. Should be a picture. Yep, there's a picture. Cool. All right. I think we're back. I think Instagram might be struggling a little bit. Cool. All right, so for those of you who didn't hear that on Instagram, I'm streaming this live today because one, the click meeting thing's down. Two, the pound dollar update. I want to talk to you a little bit more about that. And then thirdly, there's a trader meetup on the 23rd of October. So if you're interested in doing that, let us know in the comments. And we will let you know. We'll let you know more. 23rd of October. So we're going to get stuck straight in now. We're going to go straight into the charts. We're going to start on the Aussie CAD. I'm going to bring on my little, let's go up here. We're going to go through the Aussie CAD and the Aussie dollar and the pound dollar and the euro dollar. And then we'll take a quick break, coffee refill, and then we'll get through pound Aussie, pound yen, and New Zealand dollar. If you guys have got any setups on your radar you want us to look at, let us know. If you're looking at any setups or you've got any trades on, please let us know in the chat. Engage as much as you can, and we'll get stuck in. So we're going to start on the Aussie CAD. Just before I get to the Aussie CAD, I do just want to jump to the pound dollar for those of you who have been waiting for this setup, because I posted a video on here last week on the YouTube, I should say, about a setup on the pound dollar, and we were approaching that 36 flat level. This is where we was looking for support to become resistance, potentially a nice looking short. Adam Logan says, I'm just looking at a small bearish pattern trade on the Aussie CAD, X at 9,200. C-leg just misses the 618 on my data, so could be a Gartley for someone else. Thanks, Adam. Keeping an eye on all these platforms here so I don't miss any chat. But this is the setup. So if everyone can see this, this is the setup on the pound dollar, which I'll come over to in a moment, because this is something that we could be looking at getting involved with. This is a setup that is very attractive, and there could be an entry for us here later today. So keeping a close eye on this one. But until then, let's get back out to the Aussie CAD. We're going to start on the Aussie CAD. If you guys have got any questions as we go through, let me know. Been rambling on for about 20 minutes now, so hopefully everyone's here and everyone can see. If you're enjoying these live streams, subscribe to the channel. Let us know if you're finding them valuable, because considering doing more of these live streams, but I need to know if it's valuable. If not, then, well, we just won't bother. We won't bother, because I run this room every morning. We run this room every morning inside the live trading room for the tier 1 guys. And every now and then we stream it out onto the tube. All right. Cool. Let's get stuck in then. So Aussie CAD. Not too much to say about Aussie CAD from last week. I'm looking at a potential buying opportunity down at this support zone. Okay, so a little bit of patience required. 91, around the 91.10 area. This is where we're looking for a potential buy. We haven't pushed down there yet. We've been pretty much moving sideways for the last week and a half, week and a bit. I don't know why Instagram thing keeps ending, guys. You're gonna have to. I think that's a little bit of a glitch. Little bit of a glitch there. But this is the level we're looking for a short, and since then we've been moving sideways. And if we drop down to the 4 hour, you're going to see that very, very clearly that we've just been moving sideways pretty choppy for about a week and a half, 2 weeks here. So is anyone looking at any consolidation setups in this period? Is there any pattern setups? I know Adam Logan from our live rooms just said there's a pattern trade with an X leg at 9,200. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll jump down to the hourly and show you what Adam's looking at. For those of you familiar with advanced patterns, Hussein can't see the charts. We're streaming on YouTube. It's not letting me share my screen on. It's not letting me share my screen on Click Meeting, Hussein. So you have to go here and watch. But what Adam Logan's looking at is this. So if you're familiar with these ratio setups, these Fibonacci patterns, he's looking at X, A, B, C, D. All right, and the completion point would be up here at 91.94. If you guys are familiar with these types of patterns, you'll know that they are prolific in ranging markets, in consolidation. That's where they rear their heads. And there's lots and lots of these opportunities in these consolidation zones. This one is what we call a bat formation. For those of you familiar with all of the different terminology and the names, this is a bat, which means that the B leg has to hit a 50% retracement from X to A, the X to A point, which is the impulse leg or the anchor leg. And then the C leg just has to hit the 382 retracement from A to B. And then once that plays out, all you're waiting for is an 886 completion point from X to A. Okay, I know it's a lot to remember, but they all have different ratio rules for different reasons because they're different patterns. That's what kind of separates them from each other. And this one has a great reward to risk profile because of the completion setup, because of the completion point, and very high probability setup as well. So Aussie CAD, bat formation, this is what Adam Logan's looking at. So little while yet till this completes, so we're not too excited about this. So we'll remove this off for now, but keep an eye on that. And that's really all you're looking for. These types of consolidation setups, whether it's you're trading off of structure or whether you're trading like breakouts or flags or whatever you might be trading in this zone, you're not really looking at trend trades in here. There's no trend. So if you're looking at anything on this, let me know. Hello from Bulgaria. Hello. But for me, there's not a lot that I'm looking for here until we can test that support level down here. If we can test this support level down at 91.10, 91.15, there'll be a nice buying opportunity there, because if we go out to the daily, you're going to see that this is a major level of support. We held previously, and that'll be a nice level to look for a little buying signal. I won't just be getting in aggressively, obviously. If we test that area, I'll be looking for price not breaking and closing below the previous low, and I'll be looking for how price reacts at that level to give us some confirmation that there's likely to be a little rally at that level. So double bottom. Some of you are a bit more aggressive. Some of you just enter on a doji candle, but you could look for a 3-bar reversal. You could even look for a 2618 setup. All of those types of setups are detailed on the other videos on my YouTube channel, so you can go and check out those strategies if you're not sure about what I'm talking about. So that pretty much wraps up the Aussie CAD. I'm not going to spend too much longer on the Aussie CAD. Aussie Dollar's pretty similar. Yes, we were bearish, and then we violated the retracement, put us back into a kind of hold your horses kind of phase, which I call it, consolidating, needed extra confirmation of continuation to the downside. Didn't do that, didn't get that. So we've just moving sideways since. Looking for this zone down here for a potential buy, okay? And I don't do this with every price level on every market. There are certain price points that I pay attention to that I've built to my discretion, and I will use these levels to take counter setups, to take structure-based setups. And I don't do that across all of them, but I do it on certain markets and certain price points. And this is another one of them. So 71.10, looking at 71.10 for a buy. Again, we've been moving sideways since. We had this little bit of a fake break here, which will be very, very prevalent on the 4-hour. And again, if you guys are looking for pattern trades, you might be looking at those here, but for trend trades, not too attractive at all. All right, let's see what we've got in terms of chat. Good morning. Morning, Aussie. Cool. So Aussie pairs, not really much to talk about. Has anyone got anything on the Aussie that they want to share with us? Are you looking at any setups? Because remember, I'm just looking at one type of, one approach. I'm looking at my trend setups, my reversal setups, my consolidation setups. It doesn't mean that there's no setups. You guys might be looking at something else completely different. And I'm always interested to hear what you guys are looking at as well. Maybe you're trading off of the daily time frame. Maybe you're trading off of the 15-minute chart, which I'm not going down to. So there's plenty of other opportunities that you guys could be looking at that I'm not. But I do want to move swiftly to the pound dollar because this is the juice. This has been the setup for me. We had a few trades on last week, but this was the one I was waiting for. And if you didn't see the video that I put out on YouTube, what I was really talking about is this previous level of, again, it's one of those levels that respects time and time again, the price respects time and time again. 36 flat was resistance, became support, 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 and then we blast through it. Whenever you see a price level respected time and time again, and price literally bounces off of that level time and time again, when price eventually breaks through it, what you see is strong momentum. You see a big bearish candle or bullish candle that breaks way past the zone to ensure that we're going to break and close through. And then usually that's followed by another strong momentum candle. And sometimes it's followed by a couple. It just depends how many times that level of structure is tested. The more times it's tested, the stronger the breakout. Remember that. And if we do break, so what's happened in the story here is the bears have said, we definitely want to break this level. Okay, we want to make sure that we break past and close past this level. And when that happens, that signals that there's some protection there. There's some protection at that level, and the bears are in control, which means if we're likely to push up again and test that support level, it should become resistance. And if it becomes resistance, guess what? We've got a great level for a potential short. We've got, all we need to do is now we've identified, and if you're familiar with IPDE, which is the identify, predict, decide, execute, you're gonna know that we use the higher time frame to identify what price is doing, what phase it's in, okay, and make a prediction of where it's likely to go next and how it's likely to get there. And then we do the decide phase, which is using our setups that we're allowed to trade to get involved. So that's where we identify the pullback, predict what's likely to happen next, and then decide how we can get involved. Now, how can you get involved if we push up to this zone? When I did the video last week on YouTube, we were down here. Okay, I did the video last Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday, and we were down here. Now we've pulled back into the zone, and I said, this is the zone that I'll be looking at for a short. It still doesn't mean that I can get involved, because I can't just short this aggressively. I can't just go, right, that's it, I'm in. Doesn't work like that. Instead, I now have to go through my decide criteria from my trade plan and say, well, if we push up to that zone, I can look for this. And if we get this, then I can look for that. And then if we get that, then I can enter. And that's a series of things. But let's drop down to the trading time frame. The first thing that I would have said that is a good indication for people is this bearish high test candle wick. Now, some of you are going to say, well, it's a green candle. How's that bearish? This is a bearish candle because of the way that it's opened and closed. We've opened, the market's opened here at 36.05. We've pushed all the way up, okay, and then been rejected and closed down here at 36.03. Okay, so we opened at 36.07 and we closed at 36.03, which opened at 36.03, closed at 36.07. So it's a green candle, but the fact that we've closed in the lower third of this candle makes it a bearish candle. It's a bearish rejection candle. We've got a high test candle wick, okay, which indicates that we're likely to roll over. Now, what would have been ideal was a 3-bar reversal. Okay, we didn't get a 3-bar reversal. A 3-bar reversal would have meant that the next candle after this would have closed, had a lower low and a lower close below that signal candle. Okay, and that's a very, very, very common setup. It's a very high probability setup. Let me explain what I mean a little bit more. So you have the first candle, which is this one. This is why it's called 3-bar reversal, okay? And then you have the second candle, which is usually a doji or a high test candle like this. And then the third bar, which is a signal bar, is a lower low, lower close. So ideally, if this was a 3-bar reversal, what this candle would have done was close below the previous low. Does that make sense? So it would have looked like this. I'll draw this as best as I can because it's not ideal, but it would have closed like this. Okay, candle's too thick, but it basically would have closed below this low, and that would have completed a 3-bar reversal setup. And the way that you enter that is next bar market. Okay, so you literally enter that next bar market. So you wait for that candle to close, and then you place an at market order short. That would have been great. Didn't get that. Didn't get that. We then got a lower low, lower close. So some of you who just wait for a lower low, lower close candle, we got one here. What I'd like to wait for now is a test of this high. Okay, so we've had this little dip down. What I'm looking for is a test of this high, which is here, which we've come about a pip or two away from. If we can test this high and close and not break above this high, I'll be entering next bar market. Okay, so if this candle can push up and test 36.08 and not close above 36.40, I can enter wherever that candle closes in this zone. So from this high to this close, and if this sounds confusing, you know, there's a lot that goes into this. It is a bit confusing, obviously, if you're just watching for the first time, but this is the zone that I'm looking at for my rules to be met in order to short this next bar market. And when I say next bar market, I mean an at market sell order, waiting for the candle to close before I physically go in and click sell. I don't place a limit order. It's not set and forget. I'm actually actively placing the order as we go. Double top. Best and easiest 3 patterns. What moving average do you use on the daily chart? There's 3 moving averages I use on the daily chart for a certain strategy, and they are the 8, the 20, and the 50. I use it for my daily chore signal. I use it for my daily swing trading system and my daily reversal system. So you can go and learn that in the mastery section of the tier 1 platform. All right, makes sense? Makes sense so far? Okay. So that's literally it. 4-hour time frame is my trading time frame. Hourly is my higher time frame. I'll be looking for a sell signal in the form of a double top now. If I get a double top, I'll be shorting this, and I'll be shorting it to the lows. Okay, so I'll be shorting it down to, if we just go out to the daily, it'll be very clear to see. I'll be shorting down to this low here. Which will give me a great reward to risk, because look, if I'm shorting and I'm using the double top entry, it means that I could get in something like this with my stop above the high of the double top and my target down at the lows, which gives me 2.4 to 1 reward to risk, which is a very nice setup for a swing trade like this. How much time does it take to become profitable? That is a loaded question. It depends on how often you're going to go back to the beginning and keep cheating, or you're going to stick with a plan and do all the testing and do all the demo trading and prove yourself to become consistently profitable. How much time you've got to dedicate to learning, how much time you're putting into building your system. how efficient you are and effective you are with your own, your workflow. But if you're asking me what the averages are in terms of how many traders we work with, it's around 18 months to 3 years. 18 months to 3 years is the time that we've seen on average traders take. You need to learn how to deal with losses to get profitable. Yep, of course. In fact, to get profitable in trading, you just have to focus on not losing consistently over time. That's it. You focus on keeping money and you focus on not losing money and you're going to be all right. Red Bull at 8 a.m. I kept cheating for years, but finally sat down, back tested double tops, double bottoms on the 1 hour, and wow, now trading it profitably. Excellent. Excellent. Cool. Cool. All right, so this is what we're looking at, guys. All right, so now that's a little follow-up from last week's video. For those of you who are following along on that, we're going to go to the euro dollar now. If you're looking at anything on the euro dollar, let me know. If you've got any setups or you've got an opinion or a prediction that you want to share with us on the euro dollar, please let me know. It's bearish. It's a bearish market, no doubt. So we're looking for bearish opportunities here. It's not as attractive as the pound dollar because we've got some choppy support looking left. So if I bring on my horizontal line tool here, we've got this level here, okay? We've got this level here, and we've got this level here, okay? Now, we've just broken close below this double support level looking left. So if I just draw on this arrow here and this arrow here, hopefully you guys can see that. We've just broken close below that and we've pulled back up to that zone. Looks like we've seen a bit of a bounce off of there as well. It wasn't as attractive as the pound dollar because it was not the most recent level of structure. It wasn't the most recent support level, which we could take a clear trade off of. But it has bounced off of that level. You see these tweezer top candles here as well. We've just started to roll over. So now is not when you want to take the trade, in my opinion, because the move's halfway through. This is the middle of nowhere. No man's land between the high and the low. We're right in the middle. So rookie traders tend to get involved here. And what they see is price starts to hover around or pull back. And then they realize they haven't got in at the best price. They start to be dragged around by their emotions. And that leads to either moving your stop loss and taking a bigger loss than you need to, or taking profits early because you don't really know what you're doing. You're not letting the profits run. So, how to get involved with this now? Well, there's nothing here for me. I'm not bothered about getting involved with this at all. But that's it. Really not bothered. If we close below this low and then we continue with this bearish trend, then yeah, I can look for the next opportunity. But I'm not in a rush to take trades. I'm not in a rush to be involved with trades. That's not my. I don't care. There's plenty of opportunities. I want to take high quality trades. Trades where I know I've got a good reward to risk profile. Trades that I know provide me with a high probability of being right. And ultimately, a positive expectancy, which has been tested and verified and repeated over time. And that's my only concern. It's not to be active and take lots and lots of trades and be involved with stuff just so I can say I'm in trades. That's not my motivation whatsoever. Robert says, Jason, euro dollar? Question mark. What about euro dollar? We're on the euro dollar now. What about it? Tell me. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you've got anything on this. Let me know. So that's 4 pairs we've been through, right? So the Aussie pairs is not too much. Clear consolidation with no consolidation setups that meet my trade plan rules. Aussie dollar, similar. Looking for a buy signal if we can push down and continue down to this zone down here. Pound dollar, we're looking for a short. Okay, and I'll be looking on the 4-hour time frame for that. So 4-hour time frame, looking for this double top. Euro dollar, nothing at all. We're in the middle of nowhere. Right, what we got here? We got Euro dollar 4-hour, retest neckline to head and shoulders, retest neckline to retest highs. What do you see? I'm curious. Is demo traders asking Robert, what do you see? Yeah, look, if you're, let me just say this. If you're on here and you're sharing, like you're just typing in, if you want to look at something, at least tell us what market, what time frame. If you're looking at a strategy or a setup, tell us where the start of the setup is, what type of setup it is, what time frame it is, and what pair it is, and maybe the price point at where it starts. Or where you're looking to get in. At least we can just quickly go to the market and take a good look at it. How much time a day would be good to have for trading? Time per day, that's a good question. It really doesn't matter. With trading, there is no time for money correlation. You can spend 15 minutes at your chart and do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% per month. Or you can spend 8 hours at your chart and do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% per month, and it really doesn't matter. The great thing about trading is you can build a system to suit you, to suit your lifestyle, to suit your personality, and only trade when you can consistently trade. And it doesn't matter if it takes you 15 minutes or 8 hours a day. It's the same with how many markets, how many strategies. Get that question quite a lot. You can just trade one market with multiple strategies, or you can trade multiple strategies across, or one strategy across multiple markets. There's no correlation there for profits. It's up to you to make the thing profitable and tweak it to until it produces a return that you want. Same with time. You can earn just as much money trading off of the daily time frame as you can off of the 15-minute time frame. But what I would say is this: if you're new to trading, you want to consider the higher time frames much more, because there's a lot of noise on the lower time frames, and the chances are you're not going to be able to keep up. It's a bit like learning an instrument or a guitar and trying to play a fast song from day one. That's not really going to bode well. It doesn't really work that well. All right. So look, we're gonna about to take a little break. If you're getting value from this live stream and you'd like to see more of these live streams on these channels in the future, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. And if you're on YouTube, by hitting the like and subscribe button, you'll let us know that you are enjoying this, because we can see when you've hit that, and we'll consider doing many more. Share this with anyone who wants to, who would be interested in it as well. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after the break to get through the rest of the pairs. So I'll see you then.